Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rick with G12 Communications. And you are attending our launch webinar. So we are here to announce that we are now a certified Microsoft Operator Connect provider. It's pretty exciting. Now, to give us I guess, an overview of what we're launching and how we're doing it, we've got a panel of individuals that are joining us today. We could change slides. There we go. And we'll run through. So I'm Rick with G12 Communications. I'm the co-founder and chief revenue officer.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brandon. I'm CTO here at G12.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brett Rogers, manager of service delivery, and I'll be providing a high-level overview of our Operator Connect portal today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Nathan, and I'm the marketing director at G12 Communications. Everything that you're seeing today and everything that's related to Operator Connect, myself and my team help put together. So thank you for joining.
Very good. Very good. Now, I thought in order to give us a high-level overview of what Operator Connect is, we could start off with a 1-minute video. So let's drive into the video.
Introducing a new way to enable voice calling in Microsoft Teams. G12 Operator Connect, a streamlined, cost-effective solution for businesses transitioning to Microsoft Teams. As a certified Operator Connect partner, you benefit from direct peering between our infrastructure and Microsoft. That means better integration, improved connectivity through international coverage, increased reliability with 99.999% uptime, industry-leading customer support, all for a simple, flexible price. Within the Teams Admin Center, select G12 Communications as your voice partner. We'll take care of the rest. G12 Operator Connect, part of our Connect to Teams portfolio. Contact us today to learn more.
What is Operator Connect? So we tried to give you the idea to conceptualize it via a quick video there, but really, what is Operator Connect? Well, Operator Connect is a way to connect PSTN service, and that's phone service, right into Microsoft Teams. It's fully integrated with Microsoft Teams, which allows you to be 100% cloud-based. So there's no infrastructure for the enterprise. It means faster, easier deployments. It also means enhanced support and reliability. Now, Microsoft has certified a select number of carriers to provide PSTN service connectivity directly into their platform, G12 being one of them. Also, part of the Operator Connect program, we fully integrate with Microsoft Teams so you can easily manage your phone service. Now, as part of the program, G12 has a customer-facing portal, which we're going to be presenting to you later in the webinar to help manage that. Now, once you do deploy G12's Operator Connect service, you can now have access to phone numbers and the ability to make and receive calls using Microsoft Teams globally. Okay. Next slide, please. Why Microsoft Teams with Operator Connect? There's some stats for you to look at on this slide. And while you do that, we'll just talk briefly about it. So digital transformation is real, and most businesses need a collaboration platform to compete in the new digital economy. Microsoft Teams has quickly become the dominant business collaboration platform. Now, companies are looking to integrate many of their corporate applications with Microsoft Teams, and now that includes voice. Integrating voice into collaboration and it includes full replacement of your existing phone system by adding PSTN connectivity with G12's Operator Connect. Now, Microsoft saw a 100% year-over-year growth from last year to this year, from 6 million PSTN users to 12 million users. That's just over the last 12 months. So we continue to see rapid growth in all of our Connected Teams portfolio services, and we're really focused on supporting our customers with this transition and continuing to be a leader in this space. Why Microsoft Teams? Now there's the Operator Connect, and why Microsoft Teams? Because we have a combination of people on the call today, on the webinar today. We've got partners and customers. We'll go through it. For partners, obviously, 12 million PSTN users is pretty significant, and the growth from 6 million to 12 million is really significant. With a total of 270 million active Teams users out there, there's a lot of market share to continue to be captured. A real quick stat shows that 41 million users are using the E5 license, which basically means the phone system, Microsoft's phone system, is built into that. Obviously, no dial plan, no dial tone, but the phone system components are built into those 41 million users. It gives you a significant opportunity to transition consumers or enterprises from, existing phone systems into Microsoft Teams. Now, for you as a customer or the enterprise, it certainly enables work from anywhere, work on any device. It simplifies your company's telephony platform, right? Whether you have one location or many locations. And the best part about all this is the adoption and rollout is simple. Why? Because your entire organization, having used Teams for chat potentially and collaboration, understands how to use Microsoft Teams. With a small phone icon on the left-hand side, it's easy to navigate to your soft phone and make calls on your PC and or your mobile device. Now, G12 supports a whole portfolio of Microsoft services and normal phone services, so we're going to walk through those pretty quickly here. Operator Connect, obviously, is what we're talking about today. What Operator Connect is, it provides the dial tone right into your Teams environment. Now, you still need to build a Teams a PBX within Microsoft Teams. You still need to operate that. So there's a differentiation here between our Operator Connect platform and our Cloud PBX for Microsoft Teams. The difference is our Cloud PBX is our Cloud PBX hosted in our 3 data centers, and we integrate with Microsoft Teams so that you as an enterprise can continue to use Microsoft Teams as your voice, as your soft phone, but we manage, maintain, build, support a Cloud PBX infrastructure. So that is the difference between the two. Microsoft Teams direct routing is very similar to Operator Connect with some significant differences there, but we can talk about that later. And then our other services like our Cloud PBX with our mobility apps, SIP trunking if you already have a platform in place, Cisco, Mitel, ShoreTel, NEC. And then we have our Cloud Contact Center solutions for large contact centers, and then ancillary services like fax and toll-free. Some of the customers who trust us in industries we work in are healthcare, the government space, financial, and enterprise. We like to show a few of them, the Seattle Mariners and Seattle Kraken as an example, and then certainly lots and lots of healthcare. Obviously, education has been a big one in there because of the simplicity of the licensing applications for Microsoft Teams to the education industry that's not on here today. The real reason that G12 continues to succeed and sees an uptick in customers is really because of our support. There's a couple of stats up there I'll put that we put up there: 13 minutes for first responders, 44 minutes to resolution for tickets, and then we'll just let the quotes do the talking all across the PowerPoint presentation. So to help facilitate the technical aspect of why Operator Connect is why we're part of Operator Connect, I'll change over to Brandon Bradley.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. And real quick back on the support by the numbers, the one thing I do want to call out there is we have also sent our support team through the Microsoft certified process to get certified on Microsoft Teams. So not only do we support our own product and infrastructure, but we're also prepared to bring that next class of support to the customer and to the partner for the Microsoft Teams Operator Connect solution. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to just spend a few minutes to talk about the high level design of what G12 did to bring this product and this solution together. So if we can go to the next slide. One thing I'll call out is we entered the Operator Connect program in January, and we've spent many, many months building out the integrations and the systems and all of the infrastructure that's required to bring that PSTN connectivity to the Teams tenant. That is, the partner that manages your tenant or you as the customer. And so what this picture is showing is just a very high level depiction of of how we integrated to Microsoft Teams and how we were bringing the PSTN world into that Teams environment. So we're going to start at the bottom of the diagram where you see it says customer managed Teams tenant in the purple area. This is the tenant that's owned by you, the customer, or managed by your partner. This is where we're going to be pushing our PSTN connectivity into your environment automatically if you sign up for Operator Connect with G12. And obviously Microsoft, in their whole ecosystem, they've got all of their hardware and infrastructure spread out across their multiple data centers, giving some really, really good resiliency for voice path to traverse, which we'll touch on in a minute. And then as we move up the stack into the middle where G12 lives, this is kind of where the nuts and bolts really come together for our product. In the very middle, you see it says G12 OC or Operator Connect Portal. This is the portal that we're going to demo. This is the portal where you as the partner, you as the customer have the opportunity to live, to manage the life cycle of your PSTN requirements and your needs. With that, we've spent a lot of time with the APIs integrating into Microsoft, but not only Microsoft, also back into the numbering plan administrators in the PSTN networks that allow us to instantaneously bring you number inventory, whether that's DIDs, toll free, and it's all automated right from within our portal, as you'll see here in a little bit. And so with that, we're going to move on to the next slide and talk about the infrastructure side. On the right side, you've got G12 and our data centers. And then on the left side, you've got Microsoft, where ultimately your Teams tenant is going to connect and reside. One of the things that we've done is we've created a fully meshed network between us and Microsoft, where between our data centers, we're what I'm calling Region A and Region Z, we're fully meshed into the core network. And then between us in each data center, so Region A, we have two 10 gig links directly connected into Microsoft's data center in their Region A. And the same is true in Region Z. What that provides is a very, very robust redundancy to prevent and minimize any kind of service impact into the Microsoft Teams calling ecosystem. So whether it's a fiber cut, whether the carrier hotel has a power outage, whatever, we have all these paths are diverse across the United States, across different carriers and across different carrier hotels and different data centers to ensure highest possible redundancy. And then the only other call out here is Region A through Region Z. The representation there is there's obviously more than 2 data centers, so it can scale. As we do our design, as we expand to new data centers, this design carries through all of our data centers. So with that, we'll move on. Oh, thanks. And then the last call out is, as we're traversing these connections and as we're delivering the calls in and out of the Microsoft Teams tenant into your end user environment, your auto attendant, whatever it is, we're using the latest, greatest TLS encryption to secure the bearer channel or the call signaling channel to make sure that that call is secure for multiple reasons, some of which may be HIPAA, PCI, whatever. And then within that TLS negotiation, we're exchanging the ciphers that are required for the encrypted RTP or the talk path, the actual media path that we're going to deliver down into the Teams environment. So stressing this just to call out that, security is at the forefront of this, just as much as the network design, resiliency, and redundancy. So with that, we'll get this boring stuff out of the way. We'll pass it on to Brett and move into a demo where, this is really the stuff I think you guys are going to want to see.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Really great overview of some of the technical benefits of Operator Connect. And now we'll look at the portal where the magic happens. In addition to what we've just talked about, some of the technical benefits of Operator Connect, our platform brings some value adds that I'll call out as well as we're going through. As Brandon mentioned, at its core, Operator Connect allows you to manage your own carrier level telephone number inventory. So in this case with G12, this means you're going to be able to order new numbers, port provision, disconnect, and everything else in between yourself, which we'll take a look through as we go through. Now, the second main benefit is that it doesn't require a service count. So G12 has no direct connection to your ecosystem, which is part of the security that Brandon mentioned, though there is an area where you have the option to provide it for additional benefits that are unique to the portal that we're using. So let's just walk right through it. So here is where I would order numbers. And I can order new numbers. I can port existing numbers. We can do it with local numbers or toll free. One of the nice things about ordering the new numbers through here is just like if you were contacting the carrier directly, you're going to be able to select some of your numbers. And that's a nice part about it too. If you're in the middle of an order and you try to start another order, it's going to let you know. All right, so as we go through, we're going to be able to select our region. Right now, we're supporting North America. We will be bringing more international as time goes on. And then on this next screen is where I'm going to be able to determine what numbers I want to order. So I can select my country. I can bring up which state I want to get them from. And then at this point, it's defaulting to 50 or sequential, whether I need 50 or not, or more numbers. Maybe I only need 10. I could still look at all 50 and then cherry pick the ones that I want to have. So now maybe I've ordered the numbers and it's defaulting to 206. I decide that I need some 425 numbers. I can just change my search that quickly to get the numbers that I'm looking to have. Once I've made my selection, I'm going to add them to my cart and reserve them so that nobody else can go grab them that's doing this at the same time. And here is where I can select the CNAM, which is the caller name. This is the name that people are going to see when you're making an outbound call.
And I'll call out there that it's completely optional.
Correct. And then once we get to the end, it's as simple as confirming you agree to the terms of services, you submit your order, and the numbers are going to appear in the platform in just a few seconds. Now, I'm not going to order numbers for the purposes of this demo. We already have some ordered that we can take a look at, but that's how easy and quick it is to get your numbers. And then the porting process, while it takes a little bit longer to actually complete, as far as getting it started, it's going to be just as simple. Now I'm going to delete that new order number before we start a port order. And this is going to be the same, whether it's a toll-free or a local. Again, we're going to select our region. I'm going to port a United States number. You do have the ability to upload a file for multiple numbers. I'm just going to show it with a single number. And if you've ever ported before and you've had to fill out a PDF or a paper version of a letter of authorization, given your carrier the option to take the numbers over, this is all exactly the same information. Now it's just all online. So you're going to do the same thing as when you order. I'm not going to go through all of this at this point. But it's the same thing where you'll digitally sign and authorize G12 to take the numbers. And once you click submit, after the preview and the signature, that port process has started. And you're going to get information back on the status that it's been received, what date has been selected or confirmed if you've selected your own date, and everything in between. Now, porting is kind of a unique process specific to the industry. So if at any point you're having trouble with the porting, G12 does have a team of experts that would be happy to assist you. Once your numbers have either been ported or you've ordered your new numbers, they become available to provision. By default, provisioning your numbers is going to push the numbers from our portal to your team's admin portal into the phone number inventory. And then the team's admin can now go in there and assign them to a properly licensed user. Or if you've pushed them over as an auto attendant or call queue, you can push them over that way as well. And so we'll get one pushed over. And if it's completed in time, it can take a couple minutes. We'll have Brandon show us in the Teams admin portal how that's going to look. So we're going to see that it is started. One thing that you won't see here during this demo, but if you do give us access, and it's absolutely not a requirement, especially if you need that security, but if you do give us a service account, so that our system would then be able to also assign users. So at this point, out of the box, Operator Connect allows you to order the numbers, push them over to your team's admin center. A value add that G12 can bring is the ability to assign those users as well in a bulk way, which saves you from having to use PowerShell, for example. One of the FCC requirements is that every number does need to have 911 associated with it. These are 911 addresses that have been built out in Teams. So I'll select which address this should go to, assign it. And once we submit, it's going to start the process. And it takes a minute or two. But if you wanted to keep an eye on it, you would see that it is queued. I'm going to move on from this screen, but if we stayed here, we'd see as it updates. So that is how you can provision the users and make them available to Teams. And you've seen it, it's probably taken us less than 3 minutes to get this far. That's how quickly it can be done for one or more numbers. Now, another add that G12 can bring with our platform is the ability to separate your numbers via departments. So if you're in kind of a decentralized situation where multiple people are handling specific sets of numbers, whether it's for support, accounting, or any other department, you can limit your admins in this portal to only being able to see and manage specific numbers that are associated with their department. And that makes sure that they don't start accidentally interfering with other numbers. Otherwise, if you're centralized, this could also just be used as a categorization, so you know which team or group or department in your corporation that the numbers are associated with. So now we've ordered our numbers or ported them, we've provisioned them, and now we can kind of see what's happening to them in Microsoft Teams, or that they're available to Microsoft Teams. This first section here, where DID or toll-free, is going to give us the ability to do some carrier level functionality with the numbers outside of the Teams environment. Now, one of the coolest parts about this is that it also gives you at a glance kind of the status of every single number. So we can see if call forwarding has been enabled in the case of a disaster. I'll talk about that in more detail in a moment. If a calling name has been added, or caller ID, what the E911 address is, and its status. So we see we have one down here that's still in process, which is the number that we just provisioned to Teams. And then we can see the rest of the information as well. Now, if I select some of these numbers, I can also make changes to one or many. We can change that calling name that shows up. We could forward numbers. We could have, this is the calling party number translation, is the caller ID, the number that shows up when a person makes an outbound call. Maybe you want everybody to show the main corporate number. You can add or remove international calling from individual users. You can add that disaster plan, disconnect numbers, and assign departments. So all of this is done at the G12 level and can be done by anybody with access to this portal, even if they're not Teams admins. Once a number has been made available to Teams and has been assigned to a user, it's going to show up in this filtered list under assigned users. Now, the out-of-the-box Operator Connect, when you see the name, because we don't have direct access, we're not going to be able to know who the user is that it's actually connected to. We're just going to see it's connected, whether that person's available, what features they may have operating at that time. If you have given us a service account so that we can do some of that user assignment directly from the from our portal, then you're going to see their actual usernames here, which will make it a little bit easier to keep track of natively within the portal. And then while you lose some of that security, if it's necessary, the big benefit, again, I want to call out, is that if you give our portal that access, you don't have to make group updates using PowerShell. And that can be a big time saver, or maybe you're just starting on your Team's journey and you don't have somebody that knows PowerShell. We can really add that value and make it easier for your company to adopt. From within here as well, I can also unassign the numbers if we're rotating through employees. The other part in here that I want to call out is being able to assign Teams calling policies. So just like a Teams admin, a person that has access to our portal is going to be able to create calling policies and assign them to individual users. And you create those policies right down here under Manage. And so this very much mimics exactly what a Teams admin could do to create policies within Teams. it just gives that ability ported over here to the portal as well. I think in a lot of cases, we're going to find that the admin who has access to this portal and the Teams admin are going to be one and the same. But if you're in a situation where they're different, there's going to be some of that burden of what the Teams admin needs to do can be taken on by the person who's managing your telephone number inventory as well. Next area we want to take a look at, this is a value add of our portal versus just out of the box Operator Connect, is the ability to enable and disable disaster plans. So this would be if maybe your office has lost power, has lost network connectivity, something is impacting your employees' ability to log into the network or receive calls, but it's not impacting G12's ability to provide you calls. You can, at the click of a button, execute or revert back a disaster plan. So this would be setting up, so if somebody calls your main line, it's now going to forward to another office that maybe isn't having the same issue, or to a cell phone for emergency assistance. So you can essentially keep connected to all your clients and customers, even if your site particularly is gone dark. So that's hopefully you never need to use it, but it's great to have that option if you need it. Under this manage section, there's just a couple features that I wanted to kind of highlight, as we've already talked a little bit about the rest of them, and that's bulk features. This does allow you to update a few things using a CSV file instead of either going through the portal or doing it as a Teams admin. So if you're more comfortable using a CSV file, or in your ecosystem, you just find it easier to use, you already have it from another system, you can update all of that, get a template and update it all from here in bulk. Reports are primarily going to be useful if you ever need to manipulate your inventory, whether you're running reports for other teams or executives, or you need to add other information to it that wouldn't natively be by standard part of the information that's in the system. You can export it as a CSV file, and then you can add and manipulate it in any way, shape, or form that you need to. The last thing I wanted to talk about was integration. As G12 brings on third-party integrations for things like SMS or call recording, if they're available to you, you're going to see the options to connect to them here under the integration section. So I'll kind of leave off by saying that while we want to give you guys the absolute power to fully manage your ecosystem from start to finish, from the ordering the numbers, porting it, all the way to disconnecting them and everything that happens in between, G12 does have a dedicated support and service delivery team who are available and happy to help you at any step along on the journey, whether you're a partner, a customer, so you can reach out to us at any time. Now with that, Brandon, has that number shown up in the portal?
It has, but real quick, I want to be conscientious of time.
Move it forward here. I think
Okay.
we're going to retake the screen away from Brett. Okay. With that, this last slide here is, how do you get started with Microsoft Teams or Operator Connect? You start off by booking a meeting with our sales organization. There's a link that's going to go out. I think Ashley's already put the link in the chat, so you can book a meeting with our sales organization, whether you are a partner and want to learn more about how to enable your customers and help manage your customers, or whether you are an enterprise looking to adopt Microsoft Teams. Book a meeting with us and we can walk through your scenario specific to your company anytime you'd like.
Awesome.
All right. Ashley, you'd like to wrap it up?
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate your time this afternoon, and I hope you have a great day.
Perfect. Bye, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
See you, everybody.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you.